Keen to do the job.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start this night off. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here for game number 3 between coLMVP and SlayerS. Now, as Payne User said before, make sure you guys mark down your calendars because tomorrow we have an early broadcast. We're going to be starting around probably at 2 p.m.-ish. We're not quite sure. We will make posts and update you guys. If you guys follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you guys will get updates and you guys will know when to tune in. But make sure to wake up a little bit earlier if you guys usually wake up around this time and get on it because we will have 2 best of 9s at the very least tomorrow, quite possibly a 3rd one. So here on the left side of Antiga Shipyard, we have got coLMVP Keen. He is the blue Terran, and on the right side of the map, we do have SlayerS Alicia.
I like the spawns. I think this is the version where we do enforce cross-diagonal spawns.
Yeah.
So no real extreme positional advantage is going to be given to either player. Sometimes we do see situations where, for instance, you know, if Alicia spawned in the top right-hand corner and Keen spawned in the bottom right-hand corner, Keen would be at a distinct disadvantage just because his third base is so much more wide open. His third base is so much more wide open to pressure from Alicia. The rocks would be right there.
Yeah.
Things like that. So anytime you get cross-spawn and on Antiga, it's a much better situation in terms of balance between the two players. And I really like cross-spawn on this map. It's actually one of my favorite maps.
And it looks like both players are starting to send out, or at least Alicia is starting to send out his scouting worker across the map. So it looks like both players are informed that the map is cross-diagonal spawn forced. And the SCV also starting to make its way out across the field as well. Now, Terran versus... Excuse me?
Hold on, sorry to interrupt you. You guys in chat, this is live. Yes, we are live now. The games were played. We got the replays about an hour ago. So yes, it's a live cast from replays that were just played. And the only reason that is it gets a lot of the possible issues out of the way. You have the replays. They're all in order. They're all stocked away. As opposed to playing it live where you can have people disconnect, crash. You'll have to have multiple clients in the game, backup observers. We're just getting rid of all that so we can bring you a seamless broadcast. But these games were played about an hour ago, just to let everybody know. So yeah, if you still don't believe me now, because I'm reading chat and I'm responding to you live. So there's no way I could possibly be doing that if I wasn't live. Hi guys.
Hi Archie. Hi Nation Oz. Hi everybody. So, yeah, good point right there, Payne User. These replays were just played out about an hour ago, so they're as close to live as you're going to get. And we'll just have to see how things are going to go down here now. SlayerS Alicia starting his Chrono Boost on the Gateway and the Cyber Core. Looks like he wants to get that early Stalker out and get Warp Gate technology down as quickly as possible. Over on the left side of the map, Keen has pulled off gas here. In fact, building the refinery and then getting Tech Lab. So he's just getting enough gas for the Tech Lab, or the reactor, excuse me. And then I guess he's going to mass pump quite a few Marines off of one barracks.
Oh, and it appears that SlayerS Dragon actually closed his stream for us because he knew Team SlayerS was playing in the Team Arena Challenge tonight. So thank you very much to Dragon. I hope he's actually spectating. Shout out to him. I love him.
Yep.
Really cool guy.
Yeah, man. He's hopefully drove some of the viewers over to IGNProLeague. Might even see SlayerS Dragon make an appearance in this matchup. You don't even know.
Indeed. Interesting build here out of Keen. Opened up with a very quick expansion. Has a reactor coming.
He pulled SCVs off of gas after he got 50 just for the reactor.
Yep. I really like that. It's going to give him added early Marine production. He's also going to be able to get those add-ons on his Raxes much quicker. It's kind of a variant. Whoa, and we do have a quick Stargate opener here off of one base from Alicia, opening up with Phoenixes. I haven't seen this for quite a while.
Oh, and he denies his SCV scout at the front door. Just barely let that SCV almost slip by, but he did take it down. And you're right, a one-base Stargate play. This is not common in Protoss versus Terran. We haven't seen this since... I don't know, at least 3 or 4 months now.
I mean, players do use it from time to time. It's not like it was ever a bad build. Now, the way this build kind of plays out is the Protoss player has to stay very, very active, very aloof with his Phoenixes, just all over your side of the map, keep you pinned in your base, and pick off as many SCVs as he possibly can. He wants to catch SCVs that are building, SCVs that are away from turrets or away from Marines. Some Terran players don't actually even build turrets. They just use Marines to hold the position at their main. And we see Keen not throwing up an engineering bay, not overreacting, and it
the
looks
mule's
like
going to expire anyways, though.
Yep, which is great for Keen.
Yeah, that was actually not the best play by Alicia, but of course you can't tell when you're the enemy Protoss what mules are fresh or what mules are about to expire. It's kind of a hit the jackpot or not. Now these two Phoenixes have revealed themselves. Now the third one's going to come in. He will be caught with a couple of Marines.
He's going for Marines.
But there is basically 4 barracks on the ground with the barracks here with the reactors, so the Marines are going to come out very, very quickly here. I really feel like Alicia should be going after SCVs, and his hand is now revealed, so you'd expect more Marine production, possibly engineering bay for turrets coming down soon, and the Phoenix I don't think are going to really do the damage they need to do.
Well, if he forgoes the engineering bay and he doesn't overreact and build all of those turrets, he's actually in a really good spot. That's the thing. And he's mitigated a lot of the damage from these Phoenixes. He has more Marines here at the natural too, so he's going to be able to pretty much shut this down. It looks like they're going to get in and get another mule though. Wow.
Not quite sure what the life was on that mule, as I wasn't able to click it in time, but he will pick off at least one mule and hinder the production of the Terran player by a little bit. Now, is he going to be able to get any more damage done with these Phoenix? Phoenix are really, really good in the early game against Terrans who only have Marines. Towards the mid game, once the Terran starts to get a really large bio ball, it can be harder for Phoenix to be effective, but that's not to say that they aren't effective. They can still use their graviton beam against tanks and marauders and take them out of the game.
Yeah, they certainly can, but he's not going to have tanks anytime soon. The options here for Keen, he can push and try and pressure Alicia once he feels like he has enough bio, but that's actually really risky if you don't put up any turrets, because in the event that he leaves his base with all the bio, he's going to leave it wide open, and here we have the Phoenixes darting in once again, picking off a few SCVs. We have a wayward SCV building right there, and that's why this build is so powerful. They can catch all the SCVs that are building in areas that aren't protected by Marines.
Yeah, absolutely. So here it comes, those Phoenixes flying in and out, picking off tons of SCVs already. Well, 4 SCVs have gone down so far, and don't forget that that one mule also went down. But here comes that push from Keen, and those Marauders are somewhat vulnerable to the Phoenix. This is where the Phoenix are really going to have to shine and pick off a couple of the Marauders out of the field, and then hopefully the rest of the ball from the Protoss forces can deal with this counterattack. But this is a pretty sizable force coming out from Keen. The Phoenix coming in once again, expending their energy on SCVs. I really think right now he needs to conserve his energy and save it for the Marauders, take them out of the game, and then deal with this push on his own terms. Otherwise, he could be in a lot of trouble.
Oh dear, here comes a gigantic push from Keen. He has a lot of Marines and a ton of Marauders as well to boot. No. These force fields are just going to have to be absolutely perfect on the part of Alicia in order to hold this off. Keen could dart up there with Stim, and it looks like he's going to do just that. He gets a pretty good spread here, fans out his units, and I think he's going to take out all these sentries and a couple of the stalkers. He might not outright win the game here, but he's going to do a lot of damage. He's going to kill a lot of high-value units.
Yeah, Alicia right now needs to warp in more units. He just lost one Phoenix. A photon cannon in at the front door. Cannon might actually be enough to keep Alicia alive. He's got to get more units here. He's using the final burst of energy from his Phoenix to lift off the Marauders and Marines, and it looks like Alicia is going to make that hold at the front door, but I think Keen coming in there with a really well-timed push did some considerable damage, didn't overcommit. He can fall back into his reinforcements right now, and of course he kept the Phoenix away from his SCVs, not by playing defensively, but rather by playing offensively, and that's another way to kind of keep your forces alive.
Indeed. Now they're darting in once again, but no energy for the graviton beam on a couple of those, so really he's just kind of feigning the pressure here. Medevacs are out for Keen, and I feel like the next push from Keen is just going to be so devastating for Alicia. How is Alicia possibly going to hold off this next push? There's going to be so many Marines. Combat Shield and Stim now obviously done. He's got Medevacs as well. He's adding additional Raxes. So I think Keen is in a great spot here, grabbing his third as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Pain User. Keen's just got so much production rolling for him right now. His bio army is getting quite massive. The Phoenixes for Alicia, they've done damage, don't get me wrong, but they've definitely hindered the normal production of an otherwise ground-based Protoss player. Right now, you guys can see Alicia's really only working off of 6 gates, 3 in the front, 3 in the back, adding on a 7th right now. It's not too shabby, but his ground army is just so measly in comparison, man. And he's trying to rush charge and trying to get Templar Archives right now. He's got to get those Archons and Templars out really, really quickly here if he's going to hold off this second wave from Keen.
Yeah, and Keen not even sending everything with this second wave. He has a bunch of units still in his main and at the natural, it looks like. Just kept some reserves back just in case. He does now have a turret up at the main as well, and he's breaking down the rocks to the third, so it looks like Keen really just wants to deny this third for as long as possible, take his third at the same time, I'm sure, and if he can shut down Alicia's third, take his own third, he's not going to be behind at all. And what a beautiful scan right there from Keen. He sees the Templar tech. He knows that he's going straight for Archons and charge lots here. And he's probably going to fall back, get some ghosts immediately. Oh no, he already has the ghosts. First 3 ghosts popping out right now. Does he have the upgrades? Does he have the Mobius reactor already? We didn't check on that. I didn't see it on the production tab just yet. Okay, so he's just getting naked ghosts for now. Doesn't have Mobius yet.
So we'll take them 25 seconds to accumulate enough energy for that EMP blast. But he probably is going to have the time to get that EMP out because he's got such good map control right now. He can push on his own terms and is not going to be forced into pushing before he's ready. We can see those 4 Phoenix coming into the middle of the field. They're flying over the Marines, so 1 Phoenix getting picked off here. Not what Alicia wanted. Alicia's really got to settle down and get something going for him. Storm could definitely change the tides of the next battle. He's going to have to wait about a minute or more to get that Storm ready to go, and hopefully he's got Templar starting to conserve some energy. He's got 1 in the back right now, and will have enough energy by the time Storm finishes or the research finishes, and Alicia now grabbing the third as well, but he is behind significantly compared to Keen, who has already grabbed his own third, and Keen looks like he's going to make that push pretty soon here, Pain User. Cool. So many medevacs here up in the air. You know, Alicia's not going to need just 1 Storm. He's going to need Carpet Storm.
Well, that is the beauty of a Protoss player not going Colossus, right? You can just add so many medevacs. You're definitely going to get that starport with the reactor anyway, just in case in the event he does go Colossus. You need the capability to produce Vikings 2 at a time. And if you know that he's not going to go Colossus, it just allows you to add so many more medevacs into your mix, and it creates this weird dynamic. But to be honest, as a Terran player, I feel way more comfortable when a Protoss player just techs immediately to charge lot Archon, because you know you need to get a bunch of ghosts out. You can spend almost all your minerals on Marines, just get a ton of ghosts, and there we have it from Keen. He already has 7 ghosts right now, and he's moving in there.
EMP off. He's stimming everything up. He's going to go for the attack here, but really stimming everything up just for 3 wayward charge lots that are running down south. Actually, Alicia might have made that worth it, losing 300 minerals worth of forces for an entire stim. But here comes a major engagement. EMP gets launched. Meanwhile, it looks like Keen going to be dropping off into the main. Will it be enough to do damage here as those forces are dropped and picking off a pylon? No response yet from Alicia, who needs to warp in some reinforcements to deal with that. It looks like he's going to dispatch 3 Phoenix down there, and 1 Phoenix gets picked off.
2
Phoenix. Phoenix gets picked off. Not quite sure what Alicia's doing, and a major rollout of forces. EMP's going down. Oh my god! It looks like Alicia just lost all of his shields and energy.
Yeah, those Archons losing a vast majority of their shields, got caught down ramp. Look at Keen's position on the ramp right here. This is absolutely perfect.
The Templar.
The high hit point ghosts tanking the damage in the front. The Marines and Marauders behind, tons of medevacs, keeping his army fully healed. And I don't think that there's anything that Alicia can do from this point to kill this many units. He's going to lose his third for sure, and with that, the game.
Yeah, it looks like Keen's just going to close out and take out the first win here for Complexity MVP. Very well done by Keen, and really just all throughout the game, holding it down with an iron fist, man. Alicia never had a chance. The Phoenix build, kind of cute, didn't really work out as much as he wanted it to, and you guys can see Keen responding perfectly with the mass medevacs, with the mass ghosts, and taking out Alicia in game number 3 between coLMVP and SlayerS.
Indeed.
是上将。